It's a weeknight and I need to put dinner together very quickly, and there is nothing quicker than something you can all roast together on a sheet pan. So I'm doing kind of a sheet pan supper. Things are going to go on my sheet pan at different times, but one pan is going to be delicious. I'm cutting up a potato because that's going to go in first. And I'm going to drizzle that just with, we're going to do real simple seasonings here. We've got a decent amount of olive oil because potatoes need that, and salt, lots of salt on those potatoes, and some pepper. And then I'm also going to add in a roughly chopped onion. I had half a red onion, and so that's going to go into, it's going to give it some really good flavor. This is going to go into my 425 oven for, we'll give it about 15 minutes before I add everything else. While that's roasting away, let's talk proteins. Fish is one of the quickest cooking proteins for a weeknight. I love to use it. This is halibut. My husband caught it while fishing in Alaska, but you can use any firm white fish you want. And I'm just going to add a little bit of salt to that and a little bit of pepper as well. I'm going to put this in at the very end because this fish will only take 10 minutes. I have these beautiful Campari tomatoes. I'm going to roast those in with it as well. A little bit of rosemary, and I'm going to do some mushrooms. And I think right now I can probably just cut the stems off of the mushrooms, and they can go in quarters, so they will be ready to go when the first few minutes of this is done. All right, you can hear those potatoes sizzling. All right, step 2, mushrooms. And then got some rosemary. I'm just gonna kind of roughly chop it. Right, some of the rosemary goes over here, super good with potatoes and mushrooms. And then the rest of it goes on top of my fish. All right, and I want that 10 more minutes before I add everything else. Ooh, final rounds. The potatoes are getting nice and soft. Those mushrooms are releasing their juices. The onions are getting nice and roasty. I'm gonna make a little well kind of in the middle here for my fish. But first I'm going to pick, like this many of these tomatoes. You're not gonna believe when these start to roast down. I'm just gonna leave it right on the vine. They get so delicious. So you guessed it, more olive oil. A little bit more salt over those guys. I have an onion. I want to put the onion, kind of snuggle it in there when this roasts. The juices from that onion, really good. I'm going to squeeze it over everything, and then just my fish, which is already salted and peppered, and it's ready to go in. So another 10 minutes, this will be done, and then I'll show you how we serve it. Really, really good, delicious, and easy. Oh my goodness, this looks and smells so good, so good. And so this is how you plate it up. First, those lemons that were roasted in there, get yourself some tongs and squeeze them over everything. That lemon juice is going to brighten it all up. Really, really good. Just like that. And then just start plating up bits and pieces of this. I've got mushrooms, onions, potatoes, delicious. I'm gonna pluck off one of those tomatoes and try not to squirt it all over me. They're so juicy, and they get really sweet when they roast. And then I just cut off a little piece of this fish. Oh, look, it just flakes apart. Oh my goodness. Delicious, delicious. And a little bit of that just with it. It's just, I mean, come on. Then if you so desire, this is a little bit of a white balsamic glaze. You don't have to do this, but why not? And this is a really great dinner. I can't wait to dig in. And that fish is perfectly cooked. Now, I didn't put the fish in cold. I let it come to kind of room temperature before I roast it. So the 10 minutes, perfect for this cut of fish, which was probably 1 inch thick. Really delicious. And those potatoes with the lemon. Oh man. Mushrooms, yes please. Onions. All good. Give this one a try. You're gonna love this on a busy weeknight.